We're just two friends who love the movies, call each other every morning.
Hey Mitch, you were saying it's been 72 hours.
72 hours of pure phone tag. I'm glad we finally made it.
Yeah, it's been normally in the morning we usually would have the like 25 minutes of that me on my way to
Yeah,
work.
everything's upside down now.
Yeah, so I'm glad we were able to have a conversation finally. But
Indeed.
dude, yeah, man. First of all, I know. Man, so Monday, the Spurs played the Thunder first game, easily one of the greatest games I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know if you watch basketball, but if you watch that game, dude, they went into double overtime. Incredible, incredible. I mean, yeah, like easily one of the greatest. And I'm not even talking about basketball games. I'm talking about sports games in general that I've ever seen. It was just back and forth, back and forth. Like I said, double overtime.
Oh
Spurs
wow.
Spurs ended up coming on top. Incredible game. And now the second game, which was last night, they lost. But you know what? I hate to be one of those people, but I'm glad that people who aren't even San Antonio Spurs fans are calling it out. They were really playing dirty. The
Mm.
rest the rest weren't really calling fouls like they should have. So there was a lot of talk on both sides, both from fans of Spurs and non-fans of Spurs, that there was a little bit of a bias, right? There's a rumor circulating that the NBA, because of the fact that the first game was like, I think, don't quote me on this, but the highest viewed championship game ever, I think, or one of.
Awesome.
I There's a rumor going on that the NBA, they are trying to drag this out to a game seven.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, there's things going on the back end. So, but regardless, I hope the Spurs end up winning tomorrow's game and then of course Sunday's game. So yeah,
It
just
seemed.
yeah, dude. So you're not watching these, dude? I'm surprised. You should watch them, man. They're really great entertainment.
I mean, you've definitely sold me on it. Like I would. It's just I don't know things at the house. Lori's not gonna want to watch it. I try to spend all my sports viewing cash during football season, and she gives me a really good space in that time. Make some nice food for us, and lets me have the TV and takes care of the kids. And so I'm like, I would enjoy the basketball game, but you gotta choose your battles, I guess.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. Okay, yeah, I understand. I
But
understand.
I'm enjoying getting the updates, man. I'm pulling for the Spurs with you.
Yeah, I'm. It's a young team, and It's kind of a bit heartbreaking, man. The two of their best players are out. They got
Oh, that's
injured.
good, but don't worry, man. They'll get somebody else in there. They'll make it happen. Tides come
Uh,
and go.
I know. But anyways, man, it's been a while. So what have you seen?
Well, like I said, we ended up renting East of Eden,
Okay.
in anticipation of the miniseries. I heard that Zoe Kazan wrote it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So that has me a lot more excited.
yeah, straight up. Christopher Abbott. I don't know who else, but so here's the deal with the movie. Okay, I'm not kidding. They adapt basically the last like fourth of the book, um, and so yeah, it's definitely something they could have made a movie with the whole book. It's still possible. I'll say. I don't care how long, but I definitely see why they're doing a miniseries. But yeah, in this they only did like basically the last fourth of the book for the screen adaptation.
Because it's a
Which,
2 hour long movie, right? Like around there.
but like the stuff that they left out was actually the most resonant stuff of the book. Now I see why they did it that way. I get it. It was just it was it was a big mistake. Look, it's still a good movie. You got James Dean in one of his three big roles, right?
Yeah.
Um, and what do you think of James Dean? What have you seen with him, if anything?
I mean, I love him, man. I mean, he was an actor that I feel would have been like if he had arrived nowadays, right, or in the past, 20, 30 years, he would have been like a Leonardo DiCaprio. You know what I mean? Like
What?
he would have been like a heartthrob. He
He
would have
was.
been. Oh yeah, yeah, he was that, but even more so now. I feel like he would have been on all these big blockbuster films and, starring in these award-winning films. So I think he was an actor far ahead of his time, man. I know I've said that before about few actors, but I really do think he was just a star, man. Just like this.
He's great in this movie. He's awesome to watch. I mean, he's probably what makes the movie totally work. And so this was the one I was missing from him. I remember seeing him in Giant when I was in high school, and he's
Yeah.
awesome with Rock Hudson. And I think Elizabeth Taylor's in that movie. Is that right, dude? That's just
I'm not sure, but I know, obviously Rebel Without a Cause is his most famous, right?
yeah. We
Um,
watched. We moved to Atlanta. Me, Wesley, and Laurie, and then this one, and that's pretty much it. And then he died, and the rest is history. It's like now, if like we're one movie away from there being as many movies about him as there were that he made. So
yeah.
he's an awesome icon, and a lot of that
Yeah.
has to do that he died young, but
Yeah.
still, he was special. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the miniseries because I hope they're going to interact with some of the bigger stuff earlier in the novel that made it
Yeah,
so.
because how long does it span?
Oh my. Let's see. So you see two brothers grow up, and then you see two more the next generation of one of their sons.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like a good.
It's just okay. So from my understanding, I thought it was a good, like, I don't know why I was thinking, but I thought it spanned like 200 years or something. I'm
No,
actually, it's not that. How? Let me see. How long does
are you googling it, huh? I'm
the
gonna I'm gonna land with 50 years. I'm gonna land 60 years. That's my final answer.
Eden span? Oh, okay, 60 years. Okay, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so and look, it's gonna be good because there's like our favorite character wasn't in it, right? Oh, I
Okay,
forgot he's moving. Um, but
yeah. So,
yeah,
so
so
it says it starts off around the Civil War era and ends around the World War One era.
right, exactly. And in this, everything's in the World War I era.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to especially that Zoe is attached. She's helping create it in some way. I mean, I think the actors in it are all great. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's an 8 episode miniseries. I kind of am glad that they made it into a miniseries. To be honest with you, because if it's a story like East of Eden, right, where it spans long, like 60 years,
You
uh,
can do it.
I, you know what, and you know what, you're right. Because I don't know if you've seen a movie called Mi Familia, My Family. Have you seen that?
I have me Familia, my family.
Okay. I would urge you to see that. That's a movie that I would want us to sit down and watch together in one of our viewings.
Yeah.
It's a movie that spans, like, it's about a Mexican American family, right? And it's
That
like,
reminds me of
what's that?
that reminds me of somebody else I know.
Yep. So it spans generations, and it's just Very beautiful film, very beautiful film. But on that topic, I ended up watching a movie called Blood In, Blood Out. Have you seen Blood In,
What?
Blood Out?
Oh, what is that about?
Dude, so this is like a classic, like cult classic for Chicanos, right? So we're talking about Mexican American people, right?
Oh yeah.
It's one of those movies that spans a couple of decades,
Hmm.
and it's a 3 hour long epic. I wouldn't say it's a great masterful film, but I do think that it's very entertaining, and a lot of people's like a lot of the quotes from this people still say from now like till now, right? People still quote that film. So
Yeah.
within the Spanish culture, right, it is a very influential film.
Hmm.
I It stars Benjamin Bratt, and it stars this actor who was incredible in it. He actually lives here in San Antonio,
Oh,
named
cool.
Jesse Borrego, and guess what?
What?
My uncle went to high school with him.
How do you like that?
Yeah, so there's a connection there. I like that dude, man. He's always trying to kind of build the arts here. He's always supporting young filmmakers, and I unfortunately I've never met him, but I know people who have met him, and they say he's just an incredible dude. And I believe a couple years before I started at my current job, they actually had him come and speak to our to the company there where I work.
At the- They've been partying since way before you got there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, man. So Blood In, Blood Out, very entertaining film. It's not my favorite like Chicano film. I think Mi Familia, El Norte, and American Me are all superior films, but it is really entertaining. But
Oh,
yeah, man.
what is a Chicano film?
What's that?
What is a Chicano film?
Well, a Chicano film is, I would say, it's a movie about Mexican Americans, or not even from Mexico. Some of them are from Guatemala, who they come to the States and they try to start a new life. And I think it hits home to a lot of people because, as you know, from my uh, my dad, his parents came from Mexico, and they immigrated here many years ago, and so it's just one of those things. I think it's just part of the culture to watch movies like that. You have Selena, you have La Bamba. Those are just a couple of the greats.
Dude, you
But
love.
what's that?
Have I ever seen a Chicano movie, bro?
Have you?
I'm asking you, dude. You're supposed to have guided me.
Well, I don't know. I mean, have you seen La Bamba? Have you seen Selena?
I haven't seen La Bamba or Selena.
Oh my gosh, man. Okay, La Bamba is a movie that has one of the greatest supporting roles by Esai Morales ever in the
I just
history of cinema.
you dressing up for Halloween as these characters.
Yes, so yes, I folks, if you so one year, uh, and we won. We went to a Halloween party, and there was a costume contest, and me and my wife we won first place. But if so in La Bamba, there is it's two characters, a man and a wife. The guy is the brother of Richie Valens from the main guy from La Bamba, but
Uh huh.
he is he's kind of a drunk,
Uh
and
huh.
he's very abusive to his wife. And I'm not saying that it's a funny topic, but for the costume contest, uh, I ended up wearing a muscle shirt, had my beer gut out, had sunglasses, had a beer bottle, a fake one, and
Okay.
Vanessa dressed up in a Spanish dress, and she made her makeup out to to make it seem like she had a bruise on her eye.
Oh my
Um,
goodness. Oh, we're gonna edit
have,
this.
Have you seen this picture?
Yeah, dude, but I didn't know like the backstory. That's dark.
Yes. So that we ended up winning first place.
Oh, good grief. Okay, well, all right. Um, so I watched another movie. Um, Maybe you've heard of it. I think it's one that Scorsese is a fan of.
Okay.
It's Johnny Guitar.
Oh yeah, Mickey Rourke, right?
No, 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 no. I don't
Okay, am
know
I
what.
thinking of?
Yeah, this is an older movie, like from the 50s.
Okay,
Um,
I don't know what I was thinking.
I wonder what we'll have to find out later, like after some research. But yeah, Johnny Guitar, it's kind of a good movie. It's like a western, but it's not like a gritty western. Okay, even though there's still a lot of violence, it's almost like I don't know, it's more theatrical. It's very
Okay.
colorful and like first it's called Johnny Guitar. So
Yeah.
it's not like a comedy, but it's like I don't even know how to. I'm trying to struggle to describe what it's like. It's yeah, I guess theatrical is the only thing I can think of, but it's pretty good. Dramatic western. It's got Ernest Borgnine in it, and it's got Ward Bond. It's got Joan Crawford, and I really enjoyed watching it. And it's got a great song at the end by Peggy Lee called Johnny Guitar, and this just makes
Okay.
me think. I don't know how often this happens, but I love when it happens. Maybe we've talked about it before, but I love when movies have this happened a lot in like the 50s and 60s and maybe even into the 70s. True Grit's another example that does this, where there's like a theme song for the movie that is the title of the movie. And like it's just on the nose, kind of like about what happens in the movie. Hey, can you think of other examples like this?
Oh, well, I mean, we just spoke about it, La Bamba. That's the story, that's the song, his famous song. So
Let's
that's
go.
the name of the movie.
Or
Trying to
like
think of,
but like in True Grit, it's like, one day, little girl, you'll meet a man with true grit, and it's just like, oh, that's the movie, like
yeah.
I there's another one like Audrey Hepburn was in. That's Chloe picked up
Man,
the lap for her and asked what this movie's about. It's a long story, Chloe.
I'm trying to come up with some. I'm trying to think of some, but I can't.
Google Song is the Audrey Hepburn one. And there's a song called Wait Until Dark. And it kind of describes the events of the movie, and the chorus includes the phrase Wait Until Dark. And I just love when movies do this. And
Yeah.
I they still would. I'm going to have to do some research on this too, because like it's hard to think of them off the top of your head, but I know that it happened a lot. And
Yeah.
I like
Um, Real quick, Mitch, I found that movie that I was thinking of. It's called
it.
Johnny Handsome.
That's a great title. So here's the thing. I've got this neurosis right now where I say Johnny something all the time. So Lori will be like, hey, Mitch, do you want some pizza? And I just say, Johnny pizza. And like, no matter what she says, I say Johnny and that thing. And it's super annoying to her. And I just can't stop doing it. And honestly, that's the reason that I watch Johnny Guitar. But it's just so fun to put Johnny in front of stuff.
Dude, you should watch Johnny Handsome because you're on this
Yeah, maybe
Johnny
so.
run.
Maybe I watch all the Johnny movies.
I wonder how many there are. Um, Dude, so I ended up watching or rewatching the Spider-Man trilogy.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah, dude.
Do that list.
Yeah, that's why. And folks, Mitch and I plan on doing another ranking video. We're going to be ranking our top 10 superhero movies of all time. I don't know, but it will be at some point, hopefully soon. But yeah, dude, ended up rewatching the trilogy, and rewatching Tom Holland's previous films, and it's just
There's
great
no bad.
entertainment.
I'll just say that there's no bad Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, no, no, no. Even Spider-Man 3, dude, which I rewatched it now back when dude, it was enjoyable. It was entertaining.
Yes, and I like the Amazing Spider-Mans. I like them all.
Yep.
I really do. I don't think there's a bad Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I'm there with you, man. I mean, obviously there's a couple or a few of them that are like maybe not as great as some of the other ones, but overall,
Better than nothing.
I'm yeah, it's better than nothing, man. But I'm excited for the new Spider-Man movie, man. I'm looking forward to that. So that's why I've been rewatching those films. And look, man, I this weekend both of us are big Star Wars fans, right? And we have the Mandalorian and Grogu, and I thought it was a huge mistake that their first film in what it's going to be 7 years since 2019. I thought it was a huge mistake that their first film was pretty much the next season of
But yeah,
uh,
I
the Mandalorian. Um, apparently it's not tracking to do good. The reviews are very mixed. I'm still excited to see it because it is Star Wars, and I I don't know about you, Mitch, but it just doesn't feel right for me not to go watch a Star Wars movie in theaters. What about you?
I feel that way, but honestly, I'm probably not going to go. And here's the thing. I feel kind of betrayed. I do. I said for a long time when the sequels were coming out, I would say this one line over and over. I said, I will eat whatever Star Wars feeds me. And what I meant was that they could do no wrong. And I really believe that. And I love the sequels. And I know that not everybody did. But when they did the shows, I did feel kind of betrayed. I felt like, and now like it's like in order for me to go see the Mandalorian versus Grogu, I've got to go watch
The
that
shows,
series.
the series,
And
yeah.
to me, okay, I'll get you off work. You know how I feel about it. It's just like, and even if it like if they were did it like if it wasn't like constant, if it wasn't just like a factory
Yeah.
farm of, then that would be different.
Yeah,
But
like if it were one show maybe every few years, I'd understand that, but you're right. And to me, it kind of lessened its value, the
it did
quality as well.
because
And
some people will stop at the original. Some people will stop at the original and the prequels. I will stop at the original, prequels, and sequels.
okay, yeah. I mean, and look, I will say that I've watched quite a few of their shows. Okay, there are the first two seasons of Mandalorian, great, great. I had a blast with those.
I
But
don't doubt that.
unfortunately, the third season and everything else that they've produced is like you said, it's feels like a factory, and it kind of like it loses what makes Star Wars special. And so, although I'm looking forward to see it, very minor, I'm very very minimal where I'm looking forward to seeing Mandalorian and Grogu, but still, I do want to go watch it because it has been 7 years since we last saw a Star Wars movie. And I mean, the last trilogy, I love Force Awakens. I liked The Last Jedi, although it had its issues. And I thought that The Rise of Skywalker was pretty, it was okay. I mean, it was okay. Not great, but it was okay. So,
Another perspective,
what's
if I
that?
could get into this mentality where, for me, like I grew up watching Star Wars, I grew up loving Star Wars, and you would occasionally go to the Aniana Public Library, right?
Yeah.
And you would see in there was a section, I can even walk there in my head. There was a section with all the Star Wars books in it. And I never got them. I never read a single one of them. But I would look at them and I would look at the covers and I would just be so glad that like this extra lore existed. I just thought, this is cool. That's the mentality I need to kind of get to with the new stuff. Um, but I was hoping to protect the movie space. Like I was like, if they keep doing shows, fine. But I can't
Yeah.
wait for the next movie. But
Well,
now, you said the movie is an extension of the show.
it is, but I will say one of my favorite YouTube channels that I like, it's called Breakfast All Day. I actually like them over a lot of other YouTube channels. Is
Over the
that
movie,
what's that?
even over the movie call podcast.
No, no, no. No, but I enjoy them because they are legitimately you got Christy Lemire and Alonzo Durati. They're actually like movie critics. They've been in the game, for many, many years. For, I think almost close to around 20 or if not more. But I was listening to their review and they stated that although it'd be beneficial to watch the show, they actually made this film to be more, if even if you didn't watch the show, you could still have a good time. And going into this weekend, hopefully I'll get to watch it. But going into this one, I'm keeping my mind open, Mitch. I am going in expecting, I'm hoping to at least be solidly entertained, have a
I'm sure you
fun
will.
popcorn movie.
I don't have any doubt. And I think if I watched every Star Wars show right now, I would love every single bit of it. I honestly do think that. So I think you're going to enjoy it. I think you should enjoy it. I just have kind of, this thing this way I've carved out of thinking about it. But yeah,
No,
anyways, man, I have to hop off, but I enjoyed talking to you. Finally, we got on here.
yeah, finally we got on, man. Well, like I said, folks, we'll be doing a ranking video of our top 10 superhero movies. But I'll talk to you later, Mitch.
Yeah, get excited for Sam's. Don't get excited for mine.
All right, man. See you.